This year, for my brother's birthday, I gifted him an orange color corrector. He recently moved from our sunny beach town into a gray overcast city. And now that he's lost his tan, you can see a blue vein that is visible under his eye. Because of this, people keep asking him if he has a black eye. I bought him a color corrector so people would stop asking him that. I also bought him mascara. Given this information, you would assume two things about my brother. 1, he's vain, and 2, he's gay. This would have not always been the response to a man owning or wearing makeup. 6,000 years ago, makeup meant something different. For instance, in ancient Egypt, makeup was used to represent the spirit of masculinity in a man. Oftentimes, pharaohs would also have facials made up of milk and honey. Though today we tend to associate that as something for women. High heels are another thing that we tend to think of as made for women. However, in the 10th century, when high heels were first invented in Prussia, they were specifically made for men. A little later, men in French courts had also adopted high heels. They used high heels to gain extra height, which back then communicated power and masculinity. As for the shoe itself, it represented an upper class status. Even the color pink, which now represents femininity and the female gender, used to be the color associated with boys. Pink used to be seen as a bold and powerful color. It was used to communicate masculinity and represent the male gender. During World War II, people who identified as a part of the LGBTQ community were placed into concentration camps and labeled as homosexuals. They were also marked with the pink triangle. After the war, pink became associated with homosexuality in men. So from then on, the color blue was used for boys and pink for girls, as it still continues today. What we consider to be belonging to or symbolic of the male and female genders is not as separate as we all like to think. It doesn't just change with time, but it does change over time. It also changes with location and culture. The Prophet Muhammad was said to wear kohl medicinally. Kohl is known as a dark pigment applied to the waterline of the eye. Today, many Muslim men wear pigment as a symbol of following the path of the Prophet. In Bedouin society, kohl is used as a rite of passage into manhood. So, what does it mean to wear makeup as a man? Does it even mean anything? To talk about this, we need to discuss gender roles. When we say that some things are for boys and others are for girls, we are talking about gender roles. Gender roles are defined as the role or behavior considered appropriate to a particular gender as determined by prevailing cultural norms. But what are cultural norms? Cultural norms are the things within our culture that are normal to daily life, often going unnoticed or unspoken. For instance, taking off your shoes when you go inside the house and putting on your shoes when you go outside are both cultural norms that you may or may not follow. When people of different cultures interact, differing norms can be a bit confusing. It is a cultural norm for men in Muslim countries to wear kohl. However, a Christian American man may be confused if he sees a Muslim man wearing kohl. This is because in America, it is a cultural norm for only women to be wearing eyeliner. Therefore, both men would probably be confused by one another's confusion and norms. If the Muslim man had lived in a country where the majority of the population is Muslim, it would never be questioned that men wear kohl or that it was done for religious reasons. So, if gender roles are different across time, location, and culture, does that mean they are arbitrary? Yes and no. Culture and heritage are very important to many people. Feeling a connection to one's community and history can be done through participating in cultural and gender roles. So, does that mean gender roles are good? No. Get pregnant and become a mother. Men, on the other hand, are also expected to look and act a certain way. They are expected to always maintain themselves well-groomed, be physically fit and strong, avoid wearing makeup, marry a woman and be the head of the household, while also being the breadwinner in the family. But not every woman wants to marry a man, or be a wife, or be a mother. Some men want to wear makeup, while other men do wear makeup. My brother wears makeup. If my brother can wear makeup, breaking gender roles, then is everything fine? The short answer, no. The long answer, My brother takes risks when he wears makeup. The even longer answer, my brother had to overcome a lot of stuff before he could even put it on. We are taught gender roles starting at a young age and continuously over time through implicit and explicit measures. The word implicit means something is implied or not directly said. For example, when we watch TV shows where girl characters go shopping and boy characters fight bad guys. In recent years, TV shows have changed in a really good way. Female characters have joined the male characters as superheroes and fighters themselves. But while there are female Jedis and G.I. Joes added to shows that used to be considered just for boys, male characters still haven't appeared in any shows or movies that display them going shopping or braiding their hair with the girl characters. This is an implicit lesson. It is the same lesson that was taught in the 1940s when pink was made the female color. American society considers things that are female to be of lesser value than things that are male. American society considers men that take on female gender roles to be homosexual. For a long time, both of these were considered to be morally wrong. It was not just implicitly that we learned gender roles, but explicitly. When I was about 5 years old and my brother around 8, we were playing with our mom. I put nail polish on my mom's nail, and she put some on mine. My brother wanted to be included, so I decided to put some on him as well. It was sloppily done because I was 5, but we had fun. Most importantly, he was happy. But our dad saw. He yelled at my brother and told him to be a man. My brother had been told how to be a man his whole life, whether it was from the shows and movies we watched, advertisements we'd come across, or even the weddings we attended where the men wore suits and the women wore dresses. I learned the same things. There was another way we also had to learn, and that was through bullying and violence. When boys wore makeup or dresses, it was either a joke to others or they could be made fun of and called gay. When kids were called gay, they would often be the ones to be bullied and harassed. The problem was never being gay. The problem was being cruel. Things have changed since then. Gay marriages have become legalized, and our dad has even painted his nails with us. And most importantly, my brother feels confident in himself. Even still, my brother wears makeup in specific places. He wears makeup to music festivals and pride events, places in which he finds community. Makeup is a way for him to communicate his culture and the community he is a part of. Makeup is a way for him to express himself, although he doesn't wear makeup to work. It is considered unprofessional for a man to wear visible makeup to work in corporate America. By contrast, many women are forced to wear makeup to work. For a woman to wear her natural face in the work setting, it is often considered unprofessional. For some people, wearing makeup is liberating, especially for men and gender diverse people who have traditionally been banned from wearing makeup. Muslim men who want to wear cool in the workplace and anyone else who feels more themselves by wearing makeup are liberated by it. At the same time, being expected to purchase and wear makeup, along with being forced to cover up one's natural skin or to do something because of one's gender, can be oppressive. And this way, makeup is oppressive, just as much as it is liberating.